I'm back with another Nathi Mthethwa video because what do you mean the wife is in possession of his cell phone that they found in the woods? The family has also received what was in his hotel room, which is a cap, a jacket, and, wait for it, a remote. They don't tell us what kind of remote though. I tried to find different articles that maybe specify the remote, but you already know how limited the reporting is from France because we're just hearing from Simon, okay? It's all a case of Simon says. And if that's what Simon says and that's all that Simon is telling us, unfortunately, that's all we have on Beyonce's internet.
On how he was able to open the window in his room to a sufficient degree in order then to throw himself to his death. As we know, the windows in this hotel are very narrow. Police say they recovered a pair of scissors at the scene that was used in order to open the window to its full extent. They told me that police had been back at the residence yesterday, providing the family with a further update. They are very busy as a family now, making all the arrangements. It's still slightly unclear is whether the ambassador's cell phone was, as had been reported earlier in the week, discovered in the Bois de Boulogne, that wooded area, big park here in Paris, not far from this hotel, or whether the cell phone was recovered in the hotel. The cell phone has certainly been returned to Mrs. Mthethwa, she told me, and I'm told that it seemed very clean and there was no indication that it had been recovered from a wooded area, but there is a lack of clarity.
But hi everybody, welcome back to another video. Please remember to like, to comment, to subscribe. Viewer discretion is definitely advised. I am going to just go ahead and talk about why this matters, because think about it. A cap. For me, a cap means that he wore the cap because he didn't want to be recognized. Remember, this is a diplomat. This is the ambassador, the South African ambassador to France. So he walked into that hotel and did not want to be recognized. But one thing you have to do when you walk into a hotel is you have to check in first. I don't know if he checked in on his mobile phone. I don't know if that's the facilities that the hotel has. But if he checked in on his phone, let's not forget the phone was not found in his possession at the time of his unaliving. Neither was it found inside the hotel room. The phone was found blocks and blocks away in a park called Bois de Boulogne. Okay? So that's the first question I have with regards to how did he check in? Because they don't say they have also returned his wallet. So therefore, we can only conclude he did not have his wallet with him. To check into a hotel, I imagine you need your ID and your credit card. Unless you're a diplomat. I've never been a diplomat, so I cannot speak to it. So if you know, let me know in the comment section. Do diplomats just get a room key card and they're in? But another thing I want to ask as well is, so he wore the cap because he didn't want to be identified, the jacket either because, again, he wanted to disguise himself, or simply that was part of what he was wearing. The remote control, ladies and gentlemen. What on earth does he need a remote control for in a hotel? Do they not provide remote controls anymore? I'm thinking it's not a remote control for the TV. I'm thinking maybe it's for his car. I'm thinking maybe they're calling it a remote control as a translation barrier. Remember, everything is happening in French. I don't know why they're calling it a remote control. If it was in South Africa, I would think, okay, to open the electric gate or to enter into an estate. But this is the South African embassy in France, which is literally street access. So I don't know if they need remote controls to access the door. His cell phone was found in the park. Did he leave it there? Was the cell phone on him when he fell from the 22nd floor, and then the cell phone also fell in a separate direction, and then somebody picked it up, tried to access it, and then left it at the park? I don't know. These are some of the questions I had. So this is what I put together for you.
The first chapter. The city lights of Paris were cold, indifferent stars. On the 22nd floor of the Hotel Étoile, Inspector Antoine Corbeau surveyed a different kind of emptiness. The window, a gaping mouth, had told the first part of the story. The rest was scattered around the room in cryptic clues. His name was Ambassador, said Officer Renaud, a young cop with eyes too wide for this kind of work. The night manager is downstairs, swearing up and down the ambassador checked in alone, looking perfectly calm. Corbeau ignored the chatter. His eyes scanned the room. On the polished mahogany desk sat 3 items, arranged with an almost deliberate neatness: a tweed cap, a neatly folded jacket, and the television's remote control. Nothing else. No wallet, no keys, no life. The puzzle, Corbeau murmured, more to himself than to Renaud, begins before the fall. How does a man of precision and protocol, check into a 5-star hotel with empty pockets, no credit card, no identification? Downstairs, the night manager, a man named Jean-Pierre with a perfectly starched collar and fraying nerves, confirmed the impossible. He had a reservation, a corporate account, said his luggage was delayed, and his wallet was in it. We have a protocol for dignitaries. Corbeau wasn't buying it. Dignitaries had aides. They had security. They didn't arrive at the grandest hotel in Paris like ghosts. He walked out into the pre-dawn chill, the city's breath cold on his face. The story felt wrong, like a book with the first chapter torn out. His phone buzzed. It was Renaud. "Inspector, we found something." The ambassador's mobile. A jogger spotted it this morning. Corbeau's grip tightened on his phone. Where? There was a pause. In the Bois de Boulogne, by the lake. The park was miles from the hotel. A phone doesn't just fall from a pocket during a 22-story drop and land neatly by a lake across town. Someone had placed it there. Someone was writing a different story, a fiction to cover the truth. Corbeau looked back towards the distant silhouette of the Hôtel Étoile against the pale morning sky. The missing wallet wasn't a sign of robbery. The phone's location wasn't an accident. They were messages. The cap, the jacket, the remote. They were the only real things left. This wasn't a story about a fall. It was a story about a setup, and the author was still out there, holding the pen. Corbeau's job was to find them before they could write the final chapter. The hunt had just begun.
What happened to Nathi Mthethwa allegedly walking out of the 22nd floor of his room after fiddling with a scissors? It's not clear where the scissors or the origins of the scissors came from. Some people said it wouldn't be abnormal for him to have a scissors in his bag with all his paperwork since he's a diplomat. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There was no bag found in the room. There was no bag in the room. Do you think the bag was taken with national secrets? Woo, that's another angle to discover. So this is just a fictional account. Nathi Mthethwa's story really is in the making of a fictional account, but it's actually real life. This is what happened. These are some of the questions that we are still asking each other today. So this week, hopefully we'll get some answers. Hopefully we'll get some closure. Hopefully we'll also get some understanding, especially for the Mthethwa and Buthelezi families. With that, I'm going to end this video right here. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. It is quite overwhelming. Yeah, I would say that's the word I would use. It is quite overwhelming because there's just so many questions. And what a time for him to decide to walk out of his room through the window. Somebody said, "Why do I say that?" That's what the news reporter said, Simon. And I thought, oh, that's actually quite an honorable way. Because remember, this is an ambassador, so they're trying to maintain his dignity until all questions can be answered. So the assumption is that he walked out for now. Later on, maybe they'll discover he was pushed out. Another question that one would ask is, can the hotel staff confirm how many key cards were produced? If you work in the hospitality industry, please jump into our comment section and educate us about the key card procedure. Can it be traced? How many key cards are produced for the room? But anyway, the investigators are there on the ground, so hopefully we'll get some answers. Hopefully we will get some answers. Please, as well, on your screen, I have shared some numbers in case you're in distress, in case you need some help, in case you need to speak to somebody. Please reach out to any of the numbers. And that is it from me today. Please remember to like, to comment, to subscribe. I'll definitely be back with more updates as soon as they're available. Have yourself a great day. Bye.